Hey, wando, hey, ho, hey, wando, hey. Hi, my name's Priest Martinez, and I'm a travel member of Red Valley Rancheria. Um, it's an honor to be here today. Like, we're out here in this beautiful God's country called Round Valley Rancheria. We're over here camping out with the youth. And Sal caught me over here, and we were having a conversation. He's like, tell a story, man, tell a story. You know, that's what we need to do, is tell stories of, how we got to where we are today. For me, being a youth, right, and having the concept of, you know, we walk away from culture and tradition sometimes, because we think that it's not doing nothing for us. But for me, I did that too, but bringing myself back. And I'll just tell the story of, how I met Clarence and Dave Smith, in this van, and having them come in with Travel Health and teaching us the way, right? Because before then, I thought I was Mexican hat dancing at the age of, I think, 5 years old. And if I can, I'll add the picture of me a long time ago. Oh man, it's a good one. But today it was good. It was good to see Sal. It was good to be out here around Valley with the youth, having culture, bring back. But the story I'm gonna tell is, about the big times. The big times were a new phase of what we do to practice culture and traditions. And I had the elder one time, say, what is a big time? And I was like, man, I don't know. We just grew up doing big times. And so one day we're sitting here having a conversation with Mr. Jaime Boggs and Mr. Eagle Buxwin Brown, and before these big times are here, before we had restrictions on days and stuff, people used to gather for weeks and months at a time and do Indian trade. And like Sal does, he comes with his clams and his necklaces and his beautiful pieces, and people used to trade, and it was based on the value. It was definitely based on the value. And so, like, having Sal teach those things, brings back the good culture and traditional part of, the way we need to see things again, the way we need to value the things that our ancestors left us. And so, like, I appreciate those things. But on top of that, we didn't have restrictions. We didn't have time slots. The word big time is just a celebration. And before the big time word came, it was just cultural trading events is what we used to do a long time ago. And we used to sit and trade and share songs, and we used to, do these things. And, having that come back together again, like it is nowadays, and teaching the youth, the rites of passage, right? The rites of passage for me was that I went up to, I think it was Mount Lassen. They used to send us up there when we were kids, and they're like, you're gonna stay up here for a week and survive. And I'm like, survive how? And they would just tell us, if you want to find water, you go find water, and then just give us a knife. And we used to go stay up there for a week. It was something different, something. Stop him. He's gonna, yeah, for me, it was interesting because you learn to survive in a good way. For the first day, you kind of just think it's okay to just run around and like, oh, look at this, look at that. But you don't realize how survival is. Survival is like finding your water, finding your shelter, finding the needs that you need, finding where the animals are, finding how to fish, finding all these things. And, we learned that after day 3, and when the next day, like, we're super hungry, we're super thirsty. And then on that last day, I'm a dark guy, but when you're in the mountains and there is no trees, you get really dark. So for me, it's an experience. You turn from one person into another. So rites of passage for me was you learn how to survive in today's environment. And some of these youth may have it easy with their computers and all this stuff, but having events like this and spending time with the youth is super important. Like I have these little dancers that all they do is ask questions. All they do is ask questions all day. But for me, that means that they want to learn. I remember that I didn't know how to learn when I was young growing up. The difference is today these kids are asking questions on What does this mean? Who taught you this? And that's the way we got to bring back the old ways. You know, it's written in our DNA, and it's written in all these songs and the basket designs, and we just need to learn to determine it. You know, Thomas Brown used to teach me real hard. He's like, if you don't know the language, how are you ever going to interpret what's taught to you? How are you ever going to interpret if a dream ever comes to you? And so for me, that's the importance. And I know some of my language, and I don't know all, but I'm also trying to learn all 8 dialects. You know, not all at once, but enough to where I'm able to see and listen to the people that come and talk to me. Because I was at Chaucer one time, and I had an elder come up to me, and she was talking away, and she just automatically assumed I knew my language. And then she goes, so what do you have to say? And I was like, I don't know what to say. And she goes, the next time, don't come over here in this section until you know what we're talking about, because I might need your help. And what if I only know the language and you don't? How are you going to help me? And so that's an eye opener for me. You know, I get tough lessons along the way. Everywhere I go, I run into an elder that wants to sit down and talk to me. I've had plenty of elders like that honor me. You know, like the Dave Smiths. You know, and today Clarence. You know, Thomas Brown. I got, you know, Ron Alec. You know, I have these beautiful people that are willing to teach me, but I didn't get there by just not doing something. I had to ask questions. So for today, you know, my message is, you know, these youth and the rites of passage that needs to come back, and it needs to be where we have everybody sharing, because there's no one way of doing things. There's many ways of doing things. You might hear a song that's from here, and on the other side of the United States, it might be the same song, but it's interpreted a different way. And that's what the meaning is. We all have our own interpretation, our own characteristics, our own values in what this cultural teaching is. And so with that being said, I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to come speak. You know, and I love this because it needs to be done more. All this needs to be recorded. All this needs to be brought into the books, and for the kids to watch and listen, to have their own instinct of who they want to be nowadays. Oh.